Welcome once again for today's class. And we have been dealing on our 6 Ps that will take us from zero to hero. We have been working on exposing the greatness in us using the Ps. One is our past. The next one is our present, our purpose, planning, pursuit, perseverance. And today we are working on planning. We are working on planning. All right, and it's gonna be intense teaching, and I want you to give it the best of your attention. So we're going to start by talking about life's plan. It's not just ordinary planning, but life's plan, because everything we're talking about has always been about our entire life, purpose for our life. Not only plan for our education or family only or some few things, but all inclusive about our life. So I've made a pyramid here which may help us to understand the topic for today, and I feel like taking my time to do this because I took my time to do the pyramid. Now, every person who have been sent to this earth, either you believe in a deity, you believe in a divine being, you believe in God, you believe in whatever, you didn't just come here just by accident. You are here for a purpose. I've said before that everything that you have ever seen was already produced in somebody else's mind. Either it was a being, means God that created us, or a human being who produced something. So there before, when the thought came into his mind, before it became an idea, the next thing that struck the person's mind was, what purpose would it serve? So the same thing with every one of us. We are here on a purpose. And that purpose also has got a plan, structure. And this purpose and structure, it is actually in our hands to put them in place, because our time here on earth is actually very short. You may spend maybe maximum of 80 years, to 80 years. If you spend 80 years or 100 years, but between 0 to 20 or 25, you either be schooling, maybe from 25 to 60 or 65, you may be making money and all that, or maximum make it to 70. Then what happens between 70 and 90 or 100? So you can see how short it is. And the earlier we are able to plan our lives, the better, especially for those of you who are young. Okay, planning your life is quite very important. So I made a pyramid here, and this pyramid has got 6 levels. And my own way of making a pyramid is different from others. Now, when you look at the base here, I've got life values. So I started from the base and not from the top. Because every structure, every building, every city, anything that does not have a solid foundation, a base will not last. So I don't count from up, I count from the down, which is the foundation. So it is our life's value that is number one, that matters a lot. And I had to actually define it or break it down, what it means, what is life's value. Of course, we know what values are. What are values? Values simply means the things that that are most important to you, the things that you prioritize or your priorities. These are the things that gives you sense of fulfillment, the things that you are very obsessed with. When people talk about obsession, they are obsessed about their values. What drives you? What is it that motivates you? So this is what I call values. So what is it that your lives values? I'll take it up there because I try to break it down in another slide. So the first one is the life's value, which is the basic, right? Or the main, means putting your priorities are right. What will give you sense of fulfillment simply means your legacy, what people will remember you for when you pass on from here. Then there's the next one is called global purpose. Global purpose. Now, remember we talked about purpose, but right now I want to condense it, all right? I want to give us a complete pyramid, but in global purpose, it's actually condensed. And by the time I break it down a little bit, you also find out that it's connected to what we have done in the past, right? Or last week rather. So global purpose, okay, we have general plan, we have a long-term plan, then there's short-term plan. Then we now have the plan for the day. Okay, I start again from life's value. Life value. That's the base. What are your values? Then you move on there to global purpose. Then the next one is general planning or general plan. The next one is long-term plan. The next one is short-term plan. The next one is plan for the day. So we are talking about planning today. And let's go in. I just wanted to break it down here using some pictures, right? And when you look at my arrow, everything I state here on the left, you see life values here. And I'm going straight this way to explain what I meant. Okay, and these are just for um, disclaimer, most of the pictures displayed here, these are just for illustration purposes. It is not to arouse anyone, neither will it convict you to do what you don't want to do, or it doesn't have anything to do with advertisement, but this is just pictures that I picked from the net to explain, to buttress my teaching, okay? So now, when we talk about life values, simply means what or who you live for. What is it that you live for? Or who are those that you are living for? And I gave some examples. Some live for charity. The reason why they are alive is to make sure that charity is served or justice is served, or make sure that people who are in difficulty, that they are taken care of. Some, they live for their parents. That is what obsesses them. That's what keeps them going. That's what drives them. Some, it's about the community where they came out from, either because of the background, they want to make a change in that community, and that is where their focus is. That is what they are thinking about. Even when they travel abroad, their purpose is for them to go back. Their focus is for them to go back to go and change the community. So some could be their family. That's what they are obsessed about. That's the only thing that drives them. That is their priority. That's what matters to them the most. Some is about money. Okay, they do everything possible to make money. So it depends on different things. Some are about education. They say, you know what, because I could not go to school or all that, I'm going to educate others. Some could be about health. They make sure that they want to eradicate some certain kinds of diseases. Some could be for poverty. It could be for anything. So it depends on what is it that drives you. What is it that motivates you? What is it that you're obsessed about? And it's all in there with you. There are some also who are obsessed about religion. Some are obsessed about divine being. They want to do everything to please that divine being. So it depends on what you are obsessed about. So what is it that you are living for, or who you are living for? That is your values. All right. And the next one is what I call global purpose, which I mentioned. That is what we call your why, your purpose. Now, you see, the first one, which is your life's value, doesn't have any specifics at all. When I say specific, simply means it has to do with either family, or it has to do with money, it has to do with community, parents, or what. Now, this is just a specific that you have. Now, this is where your focus is. But how do you impact these people, or how do you become of help to them? What is it that you can do to be able to achieve what you want to do? That is where the purpose can come to be. So first thing is that this is where your heart lies. It's about charity. Now, what is the platform you're going to use? All right. So that is now your why. Why is it that you are attracted to charity? Why is it that you are attracted to your parents and all that? So what is it that drives you? You have discovered it. You are now talking about what is it that what platform can you use? So the platform could be the platform of health. Okay. You say, I want to be a medical doctor. I will pay all the price. I will go to school. I will do all that. I'll be a medical doctor to make sure that this is eradicated. Someone else, like somebody that is attached to money or whose obsession is money, said, I'm going to make all the money So that I'll take care of the maybe the needy. I'll take care of the children that does not, that couldn't pay school fees and all that, even parents and all that. So it depends on what. So the platform is the second one, which is the global purpose platform. Platform simply means what you can use to do that, and that's where the passion comes to be. Okay. Remember, we talked about where passion and emotion collide together. That is where you can figure out your purpose. So global purpose is now the platform that you can use to take care of the needy or charity or your parents or the community or your family, or even to make that money that you are talking about. Okay, so what are the platforms? The platforms could be, like I said, health. It can be, technology, whereby you develop automation. You can develop anything, like we talked, you look out for problems and look out for the solution. You become a problem seeker and also a problem provider. So you could be an engineer. You begin to look out for things, and these things that we're talking about, it must not be only you that can fix it. It could be something, maybe charity. You don't have any, but you have passion for it, or you have obsession for it. Now, but you are into engineering, but you can't do it all alone. Now, you may discover what people are going through, and it's not in your line. You may not be able to produce the maybe the robot or something that could help them. Now, you can also design it in your head and look out for somebody, either in your faculty or somewhere else, who can develop it. Okay, while you are working on your own purpose, making the money to be able to support. So, or teaming up to be able to get it done. So it could be an engineer. You could also be a pilot. So it depends on what your purpose are. It could be a pilot. What's the next one? Or a businessman. Okay, so that is global, which is the purpose, the main purpose, a platform. Let me bring it down again. Purpose simply means the platform for you to be able to support your life values, all right? To be able to do what you are obsessed about, all right? Then the next one is where we are, general plan. The general plan, actually, it's more than what we're talking about, the little day by day. I'm talking about life planning that we're talking about now. Okay, so when you have been able to identify your why, or the platform that you can use to take care of your values, which has to do with your obsession, the next thing is how. Okay, now you are a pilot, or let's say you are an engineer, or let's say you are into IT, or let's say you're into health and all that. Now you have got something that you want to do. You want to maybe work on a robot. You want to ride on fly on a helicopter. You want to be a businessman to make the money and all that. But where? What is the location? Are you going to do it in India? Are you going to do it in, let's say, Asia? Are you going to do it in Africa or America or in Europe? Where? So the location has to be there, right? You state the location. After the location, the next thing is the target group. What are the target group? Now, if it's about charity, now you're talking about charity. Are you looking for charity for those who are homeless? You're looking for charity for the children, those who are without parents? Are you looking for charity for, let's say, students? Are you looking for charity for the widows or widowers? What is specific? So you are not being specific. Are you going to work on women, or are you going to work on men, or are you going to work on them generally? Okay, if you also have a passion, or you have a desire to help maybe the needy, among the needy who are out there on the street, some of them has got mental issues. Some of them have got some health issues. Now, you have to be specific. So you now look out for target group. Now, even if it means also you're working on a robot, what is the target group? You have a location. Okay, this is needed in Africa. Okay, who are going to use it? Are those who are going to be fishermen? Are they those who are going to be farmers in the physical farm in the garden, or farmers in the cattle barn? Or is it going to be farmers who takes care of maybe poultry, where specifically, so you know where the kind of purpose that you have, where is going to be needed. You don't just have a purpose and you don't have a target group. So look out for the target group, those that this particular solution will be helpful to. All right, you note it down. Then the next thing is the niche. Now, niche simply means this after target group, we are talking about the specific maybe items, right? Let's say you are dealing on, let's say you are dealing on clothes, all right? Are you going to deal on boys? Are you going to deal on men or older men? Now, if you're also on charity, like I said specifically, who are those? Are they those who are born, maybe children that are born without their father, or those who have been dumped on the street and all that, like in some places in Asia, whereby when girls are born, maybe they throw them out or they sell them on all those kind of stuff. Are you going to focus on that? So what's the niche? So you are looking out for specific. After having the target group, you are now looking out for the specific, the niche. You have to break it down. Okay. Now let's just say this way, that you are somebody who likes to speak or do drama. Okay, let's take that for an example. Where will this drama be useful? People from Africa, they're going to enjoy your drama, or people from Asia, or people from the Arab nation. So you have now located the first place where it is needed. Now, who are those who are going to enjoy your drama? Are they going to be boys, youth of maybe 40 and down? Are they going to be children? Now, let's say you are working on 20 and 40. Now, you have to understand their mindset, what makes them laugh, and all that. So you are being specific now. Okay, you have discovered the range. Now this range as well, you are breaking it down a little bit. You also get to a point. Okay, are they going to be working class, or those who are without jobs, or those who are struggling to have a job? So you are breaking it down. All right. Now you now get to the next point that has to do with the social media platform. How do you address them? How do you reach out to them? Where do they hang out? Like now, age, maybe let's say from 13 to maybe 30, they hang out at, on the Instagram and all this TikTok and all those stuff, all right? Now, Facebook, a little bit of them hang on at this Facebook, but from 40 and above, you see them on LinkedIn, all right? You find it difficult. A lot of 20s, you find them at LinkedIn, but not necessarily they are not very active at LinkedIn, but you see them active in Instagram, because that's where that's where their the age groups are. So look out for the where they hang out, and also make sure that you deliver your message out there. Then the next one has to do with what is that? Sorry. So small, something I worked on before. It's about general planning, of course, general planning, all right? So this is about general planning. I talked about getting the location, all right? After the location, you look out for a target group, then you look out for the niche, look out for social platform, then you begin to plan, put things together. Okay, what am I going to do? How am I going to serve them? What are the content that I'm going to send across the social media? If I'm on Instagram, what is the content that I'm going to share with them? What are the things that they enjoy? What are the things that, that's going to cause them to listen to me, so that they'll be able to understand what I want to share with them and how I can be of help to them. So you started from the location, you move on to target group, you move on to the niche, you move on to the platform where they hang out, then you begin to plan together. So I'm talking about now, I talked about general planning. So beneath general planning, there's what we call long-term plan. Remember, this is all about life. I'm not talking about just for a project. For most of you have a project, and this project is very, very specific. So you can make a plan just to finish the project, but this is lifetime plan for your life. right? It's more than just a little stuff. So that is why I'm taking my time to do this. Okay, there's what we call long-term plan. And this is the phases that you have to do to get this going. Remember, we talked about we are heading on to everything goes back to where lies value. Okay, so if you have identified the lies value, you move on to having a specific purpose. Then there's a planning. Planning means you have to look out for the location, look out for the target group, the niche, the social, where they hang out, and also the planning. Now, it doesn't stop there. Remember, these ones are just there, but you have to still break it down. Okay, it has to be measurable. So you break it down now to phases. Okay, the phases, and also maybe what you're going to work on in 25 years. It is possible. All right, I'm going to, it's going to take you some time to understand it, but I have to share with you. Then there's another one you can make phases of 10 years. You break it down to 5 years. You can break it down to 1 year. That is long-term plan. Then you come down to short-term plan. What is short-term? Short-term means what you do weekly basis. Okay, what is it that I can do every week to be able to achieve something for 1 month? What is it that I can do in 2 weeks to be able to achieve this? Okay, you break it down, it's coming down to 3 weeks, 1 month, even to 1 year. All right, so you move on, or you break things down, all right, to the point now of the plan for the day. Plan for the day it has a lot to do with discipline. Simply means, when to wake up, do your workouts, eat your meals, read or go to work. At the end of the day, have fun and all that in between. Now, the main thing means it starts actually from the day, plan of the day. Everything starts from the plan of the day, but ends up at the life value. Okay, the plan that you have for today will lead you to move on to 1 week. Today, this morning, I wake up, let's say I wake up at 6, I'll do my morning timing to maybe a quiet time. You do maybe your yoga or your stuff, you take your breakfast, you do your studies, you do maybe self-improvement, you hang out with friends, you take your lunch and all that. So this is what you do. Okay, now in between there, remember you said not only that you're going to do your studies, you also do some self-improvement. What is it? You do some research that will help you towards planning for even 1 year. Okay, so you do that research now, building it up for 1 week. Okay, what I'm going to do for 1 week, and this is what I'm going to achieve for this 1 week. I'm going to do this for another, I'm going to achieve this in 2 weeks. I'm going to do this until 1 month. In the next 1 year, this is where I'm going to be. I'll be able to develop a robot that will be able to do this, that. Okay, in the next 1 year or 6 months, I'll be able to do this. But this has to start from now and begin to plan it. You have to do your studies, your research, and also the items, things that needs to be brought together. It must not be, you must not have the money right now. We're going to talk about money later. But these are things that you have to start right now planning and say, by next year, I'm going to be this, I'll be able to do this. Then from there, this is now, you are going to the short term. From short term, you're going to the long term. So in 1 year, 2 years, 5 years. Okay, the next 5 years. Look at the people of Amazon and Facebook and all that. They can project. They tell you in the next 5 years, they're going to be here. In the next 10 years, they're going to be here because they plan already. So this is the way also we can plan our lives. Okay, I know it's going to take some time, but it's something that is possible if you really commit yourself to it. So when you move from the long-term, from short-term plan and move on to the long-term plan, how it's going to be in 10 years, in 20, begin to visualize it, say it even in your head that is possible. Okay, now you move on to the general planning. Okay, from there, you are going to your purpose that at the end of the day, it leads back to your life value. Now, these are the things that needs to be put into consideration while you are working on planning. Okay. And these are 2 quotes I want to make. It said, no one planned to fail, but many fail to plan. There's no one actually who planned to fail, but many fail because they do not plan. If you have a purpose, life purpose, if you have a goal and you don't have planning, you may not be able to achieve it. Actually, planning takes about 70% of the entire work. If you are able to make good planning, the remaining becomes 30%. It becomes very easy. So planning is as important as your money. If you are able to get money from the bank or you get money from investors or friends, if you don't plan well, you lose that money and also maybe you lose your trust with people. So planning is key here. So I said again, no one planned to fail, but many fail to plan. It is actually better for you to plan awaiting opportunity than having opportunity without a plan. It's better for you to plan ahead and waiting for opportunity to strike than for you to be waiting and opportunity comes without planning. So have a plan ready. It's quite important, and that's why I'm doing this. Then this is what I call the counting the cost stage. Okay, proper planning actually gives your vision a clearer vision. It brings it closer to you. It makes it clearer, for a clearer picture rather, for you to understand and also for others to understand. If you take a plan which is well structured and put out right, you can have an investor. You can have people that will invest into what you want to do. Actually planning, let me give you an idea. In UAE, all the Palm Islands that you have ever heard, all the buildings that you have ever heard that was built, what I'm telling you is what I know 100%. Even if there's anything called 120%, I would say yes, 120%, because I participated in selling most of this piece of land and piece of properties. What did they do? They had a plan, okay, and there was presentation. Now, nothing was built at all. Now they began to introduce and market this same plan to people right from the airport, and also advertisement all over. CNN, just name it, they were bombarding the net with advertisement. Now, as people were coming into the airport, they will give them leaflet, give them what we call desert safari, free of charge, just to attract them, for them to come for the presentation. And when they come for the presentation, they see, this is going to be on the island, and this is how the building is going to be. Nothing had been made. That place it was still water. Then no sand had sand had been even poured in. Nothing had been reclaimed at all. And right there, people will be wooed in to commit their money. They tell you, what, we can give you to make payment for 5 years. And you look at 5 years, okay, I can be paying like $2,000 or $5,000 every year. That's not an issue. Or every month, that's not an issue. You can look at your pocket, you have so much of money. That's not an issue. But listen, the first money you are committing, you bring in $5,000. Then the next month you are bringing in maybe $1,000 like that. The same money you are contributing is what they are using to sponsor this project. So immediately people commit money. That is when they start the project. They don't start any project without advertisement. They don't get this money from themselves. They were getting money from investors. All the money, except the one they got from the bank, were from investors. So it was about planning. So they make the plan, okay, and make the presentation. Now give it out to investors. Investors bring in their money. That is how Dubai was built. Even that's how Dubai is being built, even as I speak to you right now, because it's something I know quite very well. Okay, it's about planning. So what do they do? Like I said, it's about putting things together, which I've given you, because how it's going to be, how they're going to work in the next maybe 1 year, 2 years, 5 years, 10 years. They won't tell you this project will be ready in 8 years. Sometimes they'll tell you to be ready in 10 years. Okay, I know when they started the Burj Khalifa, the program that was going to take them about 12 years, but it took them more than that because of the economic crisis that struck. So what am I trying to say is that planning is the main key. If you have the planning right, you have money for your project or for your purpose. So what are you supposed to do? Like I've just given us some information. Research to identify the niche. I explained to you about the niche that will support your passion. Anything that you are doing has to be in your passion. Outside your passion, please don't go for it. Don't do it. It has to be something that will support your passion. Now, if your passion is about charity, you have to do research on the niche, on which level, what are you going to do, what level of people, and what need they have. And based on their passion, I will do some research about it, note it down, note everything down. Okay, now identify the users who are going to use them. Are they, like I also broke down, either boys, girls, men, older, senior citizens and all that. Now you're looking out for who this particular project is meant for. And don't just look out for people who are not hungry for it. Look out for hungry caterpillars. Look out for where the needs are really, people are really have real need for it, and give it to them. Now, Dubai, people are looking for security. In Africa, we don't have financial security. In Asia, there's no financial security. In most other countries also, they don't have financial security. But Dubai is able to provide financial security. So people are ready to bring in their money. So they bring in their money. They can also come here and hang around for a number of weeks or months. Nothing, no harm at all, and they are safe. So security, they were able to give security, and they capitalize on the security to be able to get investors. So look out for hungry caterpillars, quite important. Identify the reality of the need. You know, don't just because somebody is selling water, you go and get water. No, no, no. What is the reality of this need? Is it a real need? There's difference from need and want. Keep aside want. Want is secondary, but work on need, especially when you are starting afresh. But when you have established yourself, then we can go for want. But for now, it's about need. So I research and find out the need, the reality of the need, if it's really needed or not. Then what are the business values? What does that mean? The business value simply means, why should you or myself prioritize my time and resources to execute this? If I'm to work on this phone, I mean, for how, I mean, why should I give my time to it? Is this something that is needed right now? Is this something that that will impact people right now? Why should I do it? So you have to find out the values. Remember, we talked about values means most important, the things that people are obsessed about, the things that they place so high, which they rated so high, that matters to them so much. So this is the values as well. So find out why you must do this. Okay, don't just do it. Don't just plan because it's something that needs to be done. No, is it necessary for me to do it? Okay. Then the next one is available resources. What are the resources that you have to do this? You want to take care of charity, you want to take care of your parents and all that. What are the resources? You have got your goal, you have got your plan. Okay, is there something that you have that you can use to support yourself? You have some funds, you're a student, you don't have some funds. Okay, keep that aside. You don't have funds, but you have some skills. If you have, of course, you have skills. You have some educational background. Yes, you have got that. There's no two ways about it. Remember, we talked about last week, talked about human capital, talked about natural capital. All those things you have to reflect on. These are also resources. Resources are not only about funds, about money. It's about all inclusive of that. So look out for all the resources that you have, place them down. What are the connections that you have? Do you have connection with friends around you? Do you have connection with your people, people in your village? If you want to market your product, how do you reach out to them? Do you have, is your parents maybe in any political party that can link you up with maybe the mayor of the land, and from there you can advertise or get your stuff going? You know, look out for all that. Okay, in case you also want to have partners, who are they going to be? So these are the things that you can plan about, okay? Partners can be maybe your classmate, it can be maybe your coursemate rather, it can be somebody who is working the same field with you, it can be anybody whom you can team up, okay? Use your skills together, you know, put things together, and before you look out for financial partner. So it's something that needs to be done. The marketing platform, where and how to market your product. So see, if you have a vision, you have your planning, you produce. If you don't sell, you cannot achieve your values. So all these things are very important as well. So where and how can I market my product and be able to make money out of it, to be able to support my purpose that leads to my values? So all these things are things that can be done. And how can it be done? Remember I said, where are they hanging out? Who needs your product? Where are they hanging out? What language do they understand? How can you relate to them? All these things, if you can find out, it's very simple actually. Okay, do your research and put them in place. It's part of the planning. And if you're able to put all this together and you don't have money, you can present this, make a presentation. Now, source out for those who are interested in this. There are people who are looking, who has got money, who does not have a product. They don't have anything to commit their money with. Now, look out for them, send them emails, get a contact, even if it means bank also, even if it means some community that you can meet with, go and make your presentation to them. They look at it and say, this is right. You know what, we can source the money for you. Because as long as this is going to be of help, maybe to our community or to our nation, we are going to source out the money for you. Your planning alone, you have only used your human capital to be able to make your money, to be able to make, to arrive at where you want to get to. From zero, you are arriving at hero, just without money, but using what you have up here. Okay, the call for action is, this is something that you must not do now, okay, but I'm working on this so that you can do it in the future, all right? When you are able to figure out, I've been able to help you to figure out your purpose, okay, then you take your time to do this. So you're going to write a business plan, which must include these three things. Number one is the reason for the project. Reason simply means purpose. Remember, everything we talk about is about purpose. Without a purpose, nothing works. So what's the purpose for what you want to do? How will it be of help to people? And where will it be of help to them? Who are going to need it? And is it very, very necessary? So what is the reason for the product, for the project? Why is it needed? All right. And what makes it different from the rest? That's what will make you also different from the rest. If what you're about to do is just like others, biryani is biryani. Everybody can just buy biryani. But in Dubai, they just made biryani with 24 karat gold. And people are buying it for about $300, just one pot of biryani, or plate of biryani for $300. Somebody did it, an Indian guy. So he made his own special. People are going to, they want to see, they want to buy. $300, they go and enjoy. So make yours, you have to make something different, special from others. Now, in case you are going to have some maybe partners or those who are going to involve their money, you have to also make plan on how you're going to share your capital with your profit with them. Is it going to be 50-50? Is it going to be 40, 60, or what? All these things are things that can be put in place, okay? And like I said, if you're able to put your planning together, the cash is just there waiting for you. Every project has got a provision. There is no project without a provision. Now, getting to the assignment for the week, these are some of the quotes, 3 quotes I want to make. If you don't design your own life plan, chances are you will fall into someone else's plan. And guess what? They have planned for you. Absolutely not much. That is why it's good for you to have your own life plan. If you don't plan your life, somebody else will plan it for you. Your boss in the office will plan it for you. Your parents can plan it for you. And what do they have for you? Actually, nothing much. If your parents could have a little for you, your boss in the office will not have anything for you. Your boss is just to use your time, use your resources, and kick you out whenever you are old. I don't see even the country itself, the pension they pay cannot be quantified with what people give out when they are still very young, especially you guys that are very, very young. If you don't plan yourself and get the best out of yourself, the government, the environment, people will suck life out of you and they give you out nothing. You'll be wasted. Okay. Then productivity is never an accident. It's the result of a commitment to do what? To excellence, intelligent planning, and also focused effort. So productivity, doesn't just come by accident. It has to do with commitment to excellence, intelligence, planning, focus to effort. Now the next one is plan your work, then work your plan. Like I said, if you plan and you don't act on it, it doesn't make sense. If you also have everything, you have money, you don't make a plan, you waste everything. What's the assignment for this week? What the assignment is this rather. Can you determine your life's purpose or your life values rather? Can you determine your life's values? Okay, I'm not talking about purpose here, it is values. All right, that's number one. Then there you are going to list within yourself what are some of the natural capital that you have. Remember last class that we talked about talent, talked about skills, we talked about a lot. So if you check last class, you'll be able to understand what I meant by that. Okay, what are the natural capital that you have? What are the human capital that you have? Then the next one is a list of synthetic capital. What are synthetic capital? I just mentioned maybe like cash, social network, exchangeable goods, maybe something that you have or your parents has got that you can sell to have money. Okay, but this one I'm going to help you out. I'm going to talk about that at the end of today's teaching. Then create an attainable daily to-do list. Okay, that will help you to achieve your dreams. Simply means this one I want to see it. I want to see how you plan your day. It simply means your day, your routine. This is what I want to do. I want to wake up at a certain time. I want to do this. I want to do this. This is what I'm going to do that is going to help me. The next 1 month or 2 months, I'll be able to acquire this knowledge. I'll be able to do this. After that, I'll be able to do that. So, but this is more about the to-do list by the day. So this is the assignment for this week. And I hope to see you again next week as we continue with the next P that has to do with pursuit. Thank you.